So I read that the people had seen you in this role over the years, including the members of the Davis family. Did you see yourself in the role? Did you envision yourself actually doing it at one point?
It wasn't anything that I was out there trying to do. You know, people go, "What kind of movie did you want to do, and what was next for you?" And it wasn't like a bucket list that I go, "I got to play Miles Davis at some point." I was enamored with his music, and I loved it since I was 10 or 11 years old. But it wasn't something that was really on the horizon for me. But yes, as you said, people had been mentioning it to me for many years, not just when Vince said it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that I was going to play him, but others had mentioned things to me about it and saying, that's the one, that's the thing that you should do. And I know other actors who had been trying to launch projects about Miles Davis. It just never took hold until we were able to do it in this iteration.
And then when you did it, not only starring in it in every scene of the movie, co-writing the movie, producing the movie, directing the movie.
It's too much, right?
A lot on your plate. How was it handling all that, as particularly directing your first feature and also starring in every frame of the film?
Yeah, I tried to not think about any of that stuff and really just put, one day in front of the next day and just approach it like I would approach any project where I had a job to do and I knew these were all the jobs I had to do. And you do your homework the night before. I had meetings every night before we worked with Roberto, my DP, and Pam Hirsch and Lenore, my two producers, and we just tried to take it in small bites every day.
Mm-hmm. Any advice you ever got from a director you worked with that kind of stuck in your head and that maybe you employed in doing this one?
Well, I was talking to a lot over the years. People tell me to do things before I was. Warren Beatty would say to me, like, "When are you going to direct?" I'd say, "I don't know, I'm not ready to direct." He goes, "You're never ready to direct. Just go." And Denzel asked me the same thing whenever I'd work with him. I'd see him, he go, "When are you going to direct your movie?" He's like, "Man, get out there and do that thing." So there was this sort of idea from all of the guys that I worked with that, A, it's time for me to do it, and B, there's very little they can tell me other than, stay healthy, get good sleep, and let the people around you that you've put in those positions help you. It's a collaborative effort. Best answer wins.
Right. This isn't a standard biopic. He was born, he did this, he did that.
Thank
it plays musically, almost like a Miles piece. Is that the effect you wanted?
Absolutely, 100%. I wanted this movie to be about creativity, and as opposed to being instructional about any of those dates of his life or somehow trying to diagram genius or diagram this gift, which I didn't really know how to make that inherently dramatic or actually how to do it. I said, I know how to talk about someone's vulnerabilities. I know how to experience fear and regret and loss and a desire to own your own story and feel like everyone's biting it, picking at it, and tearing it apart. And I wanted to feel like a piece of music and be something that was like a Miles Davis experience as opposed to an instruction manual about Miles Davis' life.
Right. Let me switch gears real quick, and before we go, we're going to see you in a few weeks in Captain America: Civil War. Looks like War Machine's in a little bit of a world of hurt in the trailers we've seen. Tell me whatever you can about his journey and his role in this story.
Internal injuries. I mean, when you got blood coming from your ears and your nose, that's bad. So yeah, that's what I could tell you.